Hi, angels. It is a very overcast, windy 8th of the 8th Lionsgate portal today as I'm recording. And I feel like there's such a shift of energy in the air. I feel like Mother Nature is doing her thing, like stirring up the winds of change. And so many people are feeling a bit of a transition at the moment, are feeling maybe things aren't serving them, are feeling that they're sick of being depleted, they're sick of running on empty, they want to make some changes, they're not exactly sure how, but they feel this stirring within, which is what I feel with nature outside at the moment, like this stirring of the winds, like Mother Nature's being so powerful. It's like blowing a gale out there. It looks like cyclonic type weather. And we're sitting in this Lionsgate portal at the time of me recording, which is one of the most powerful, potent times of the year. It's almost like a spiritual new year, a time for a reset, a time to look at our stuff, a time to see what's not serving us, a time to set new intentions of what we'd like to see moving forward. So it's one of the most powerful times of the year to manifest. And I'm sending you that energy as I'm recording. So no matter when you need to listen to this will be the right time for you to take out of it what you need for your healing, for your nourishment, for your shift of perspective, for your change and for your growth, and to help love on yourself and care for yourself that little bit more deeply, my friends, because I know so many of you struggle, like I do at times as well, struggle with feeling. Actually, let me tell you, I ran a survey and this is what I found from a lot of women and how they're feeling. And I wanted to run this survey because I'm not saying I'm like great or anything, but I have been very invested in my self-care and looking after myself because I need to practice what I preach. And for me, taking care of myself, learning to rest, learning to slow down, learning to be more present has been something that I have been working on a much deeper level over the last couple of years. So I feel I'm in a really, really good place. And so I wanted to go back to, I guess, tap into you guys, tap into the community and see how people are feeling, because it is so good for me to hear it from your perspective, from your eyes, and to get your words and get your emotions and see how you're feeling, because sometimes I forget. And that could be what can happen when you're looking after yourself so well that you forget what it's like to feel that way. And it's like when people come to class for ages, then they stop, they're feeling so good. And it's not until they stop and go away or quit for a while, they realize how much they miss it, how good they were feeling. And it drives them to need to return because they want to get to that good feeling state. My goal with everything, with my teaching and my classes, with my podcasts, with my course, with everything that I do, is to empower you, is to inspire you to get into that good feeling state like most of your life, because that is where we manifest from. That is where our ideas and our inspiration come from. That is when we're at our absolute best. And that is what then flows out into everything, flows into your relationships, your family, your career, what you're doing for work, money, finance, abundance. It flows into everything when you're in a feel-good state. And rest forms part of that feel-good state. And so my goal is to inspire you to go, you just need to get in that best feeling state as much as you can, because I've worked with women for so long and I am seeing it constantly over the years, that stop, start, yo-yo exercising, that stop, start, eat clean, give up. And women are just feeling like shit, to be honest. They're feeling disgusting. They're feeling overwhelmed. They're feeling stressed. They're just sick of that yo-yo feeling. And my job is to inspire you to take the best exquisite care of yourself in whatever way aligns for you. There's no right or wrong way, always. And that can mean a little bit every day. That can mean, a couple of times throughout the week, whatever is manageable for you. You have to figure that out. I'm just the messenger to help, to inspire, to uplift and share with you. But then it's your guys' job to put it in, that sounds terrible. Your job to put it into action, and your job to implement it, and your job to stand up and show up for you and show yourself that you are worthy of this. You are worthy of taking exquisite care of yourself, because it is going to ripple out into all areas of your life. So that is what I'm here for. And that's what I've been doing myself. And I've been feeling so good for such a long time that I wanted to run this survey to just check in with people, check in with how you're feeling, because I'm feeling the energy of the collective is is exhausted, is fatigued, is wanting something to change. I'm seeing people quit on their memberships, give up their classes, and I'm like, why? Like, this is the best thing for you. Give up on something else. Give up on getting your nails done. Give up on something else. Don't quit on working out. Don't quit on your self-care. Don't quit on your spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical health, because that is going to get you through hard times. That is going to help you through times of exhaustion and fatigue and stress. Like, this is your sacred practices that is actually going to help you. But when times get hard, unfortunately, this is one of the first things that people do, and they go into survival mode, which kind of puts them back into square one and lets them, like, they just give up on all of their habits. And I don't want that for you, okay? I want to help you live your best life and help inspire you to be that best version of yourself, to feel your absolute best. So when I checked in with the community, this is what I found from women. They're saying, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I'm overwhelmed, I struggle to prioritize my self-care, I feel so disconnected from myself. You might relate to some of these as I'm talking. Just nod along if you're feeling it. I'm always doing and stressed and spread myself too thin. I feel lost or unsure who I am anymore. I'm carrying emotional pain and trauma. I feel like something's missing in my life. I feel depressed or anxious. I have no energy. I'm depleted. I'm lost. I wish I moved my body more, but I procrastinate everything. My physical energy, my fitness, I'm trying to keep up with being healthy, but it's just not happening. I feel horrible. I look in the mirror and I don't recognize the person looking back. I feel like my body is changing and I can't do what I used to do, which is very, very normal. I'm trying to learn to love this version of me, but it's so hard. I feel like I could take better care of myself. Menopause is hitting me. I feel I don't see anything attractive about my body, about myself, and I just don't feel great after having babies and pregnancy. My pregnancy clothes are still fitting me, and I'm just feeling heavier and bloated and bigger than I ever have been. I wish I could take more pride and care in myself. I don't put a lot of effort in, which I'm okay with, but I have self-judgment around it, and I want to feel vibrant and radiant and proud of how I present myself. I feel overweight, unattractive, out of condition, and that's just a snapshot. And I'm sure that you can relate to one or two, maybe all of them, maybe quite a few of those things. And so my job is I read that and my heart I cried reading some of these survey responses, and I'm like, how can I help you guys? Like, how can I really inspire you to take the best care of yourself? How can I get you out of feeling like this? So like I said, I can do my absolute best, but then it's up to you guys to take action. And I just want to give you a bit of an example, okay? So I'm one of these people, used to be one of these people. I've worked on it and I'm still working on it. I thought rest was lazy. I thought that I had to be doing things. I was a go-getter. I still am, but in a different way. I was a go-getter. I was like, I just have to be productive. I have to do things all the time. I have to be busy. I'm not allowed to have a nap during the day because that's lazy. What would my husband think if he found out I was napping during the day? Like, all of those thoughts went through my head around, I don't want to be a lazy mum. I don't want to be a lazy woman. I need to be the go-getter in the family. I need to make sure stuff is done all the time. And I was constantly in masculine energy, constantly striving, constantly doing, constantly pushing, constantly checking things off my list, and I would not sit still. And I thought people who rested or napped were lazy. Like, that sounds so bad, but that's the old me. I definitely, my PT days, that's what I thought. We just have to be on all the time. And I know that's not true, and I know that's not the case. And I've done a lot of reprogramming my beliefs around that. And I grew up in a family where my parents worked for themselves in a business on property like 7 days a week and barely took a break. And I saw that my mum worked so hard. They both did. They both worked so hard. And my mum, I love her. She's the most amazing human being, like just the most amazing inspiration to me. But my mum would never sit still. She was just go, go, go all the time. Everything had to be perfect at home. And that was, again, the way that they were conditioned, because that's how we feel our worth. That's how we feel our contribution. That's how we feel valuable when we're taking care of things, whether it be through work, whether it be through our family, whether it be through a homemaker. That's where we feel important, is achieving things. I want to shift the perspective, and I want you to go like, we don't have to be achieving all the time. It's okay to be. It's okay to be in stillness. You can still achieve a lot by integrating rest and periods of self-care and nourishment along the way. In fact, you are more productive, you are more aligned, and you are more creative, and you are more valuable, and you are a nicer person to be around in your family when you are nourished and your cup is full and you feel well rested. Is it going to be perfect all the time? No, we're going to have times where we go through those periods where we feel exhausted, where we're just trying to survive a week. And then you'll go through times where, you might feel that next week's a little bit easier. You go through periods of intense focus and intense work. And then you go through periods of enjoying it and slowing down a little bit, or you go on holidays and you take a break. And what I want to share with you is a bit of an experience that I've had this week that's really, I guess, cracked that back open for me again, and taught me to tune back into my feminine energy of softness and compassion and kindness. So I was having one of these periods where I thought, okay, I am smashing out my online return to authenticity program, like this amazing program, which I'm going to teach you so much of this. Like, people go, I don't know how to rest. I don't know how to meditate. I don't know how to do spiritual practices. I don't know how to be in stillness. I'm going to teach you that, right? Like, this is an amazing program. I've worked with women for so many years running like in studio challenges. Women say, how do I continue with you? I just want to have you in my back pocket. I've got Lisa on my shoulder all the time talking to me. And that's why I'm developing this program, so that you have access to this all the time, like lifetime access. You can go back, you can do my meditations, if you forget something or you fall off track, go back and you can do it again and get re-inspired, re-motivated, or just reset, right? So I'm working on this program, and we're in August, and I thought, okay, I'm smashing it out this month. And I hit a period, we got to like the 4th of August, and it was my grandfather's birthday. I have been I started recording a bit more, got inspired, and then I started recording in my week on nourishment. There's a day around intuitive eating, and there's a day around, I believe that your body intuitively knows what it needs, and I'll talk you through that in this program. And I start recording, and then the phone glitched. It come offline, like it just said, it just shut down. I'm like, what the hell? So anyway, I recorded again. I just do it live, like I am with you now. Whatever needs to come through will come through. And then I'm watching it back, and my video glitched. I'm like, what the hell? I recorded a third time, and then it come up. This is over 2 days. I recorded a third time, and then it come up, iPhone storage full. I'm like, you're kidding me. I've deleted videos. Like, how can it be so overloaded and full? This is just not working. Fuck it. This is what I said. I'm just going to stop. And there's a reason I'm not meant to be recording this, and I will go back to it. So that was on the weekend. Then it was like the 4th of August. It was my grandfather's birthday. And my mom and dad said, we're going to take your Oma to the cemetery. She wants to lay some flowers and see Ulpa. And we're going to go to lunch at Sharks. He's buried down at Southport. Then we're going to go to lunch at Sharks. Would you want to come? But mum said, I know you're busy. I know you're working on a lot. It's okay if you can't. I thought about it. Part of me, like my soul said, you need to go. Like, you need to be there for your grandmother. And then part of me was like, I've just got so much that I'd planned to do. And I knew on that Monday, if I drove down the coast, got back in traffic, I wouldn't have time to record, because then I had to get in the studio for the afternoon and do evening classes. So part of me is like, it's going to write off a whole day. Like, that's what went through my head. I'm not going to lie to you. It's going to write me off a whole day. And then I knew I had a few other things on that week. And that morning, I sat with it, and I was reaching in my cabinet under my TV where all my oracle cards are. And down in that cabinet is a photo, a beautiful photo when we were on safari in South Africa. Riley put it in a frame. She made up this beautiful frame, and she printed something off and stuck it on the frame that said, love comes first. Those words have captured my attention. I haven't actually looked at that frame for a while. It captured my attention. I went, okay. So then I go for a walk with Riley and we're walking the dogs. And I said to Riley, I was telling her it's Orpa's birthday. I said, I feel like I should go. I feel like if I was in Orma's shoes, how amazing it would feel for me to have my kids, to have my grandkids by my side. And I thought, oh, it would make her so happy. I know it would make her so happy. We're walking along, I'm talking to Riley about this. I look up, we're walking along the waterfront just home, and the dolphin comes up out of the water. And I'm like, Riley, look, like it's a sign, it's a dolphin. I need to go. There's a white seagull circling overhead, and this dolphin just kind of gently comes up just by itself and down and just literally swims alongside us as we're walking home along the beachfront. I said, all right, Orpa, thank you. I get the message. I'm going to go today. I'll just leave everything. It's fine. I'm going to go. So anyway, so I go down there, and when we rock up to the cemetery, my sister, me and my one sister Stace went in the car. My other sister Christy met us there, and then mum and dad and Orma were coming later. So I rock up, Christy's sitting in the middle of the cemetery, big open grass area under the trees, sitting next to Orpa's grave. It looked beautiful when we drove in, just beautiful. So then we've gone and sat with her next to Orpa's grave, and we're having a chat. And then my mum and dad drive in with my Orma. So I know in my head how beautiful it looks seeing my sister sitting there by Orpa's grave under the trees. So my Orma's walked in, not knowing all of us girls were there, and literally sobbed and come up to us and just cried and said, I just started crying when I drove in and I saw you guys there because it just made my heart so happy. Thank you for coming with me today. And she was so happy. And in that moment, I thought to myself, man, I'm so glad that I just put work to the side for a moment and just went to be there with my family. Like it was a big deal for her. And love comes first, you know, like putting yourself for other people was such a really great reminder for me of how much like we work so hard, but sometimes we can put work before what our real values are and what really matters and what's really important to us, because we're just so consumed in the busyness and the to-do list and the stuff that we have to do. So that was lesson one. Then I felt that I needed to do a juice cleanse. I'd been feeling, I love soul cleanse. I do them every year at some stage. And I've just been feeling like I needed to do this juice cleanse. And I had a client come in and she said to me, oh, my daughter's ordered the juice cleanse that you do. Have you, just asked me a couple of questions about it. I'm like, thank you, universe. I think that's a sign I need to do it. And I ordered it. I just went, fuck it again. And I jumped on and I just ordered a 5-day juice cleanse. I booked in a kinesiology session with my friend Kate, with Kate Weston Kinesi, got some flower essences from her. On the Wednesday, I have a massage with Jen every fortnight, just so that I'm in my best physical, mental, emotional, spiritual shape and place for you guys, because I give so much. And so I thought I'm going to change that to a lymphatic drainage massage. I did that. And then I had a coaching call yesterday, which I kind of was thinking about, oh my God, I have to get on this coaching call and go, I haven't actually done that much this week for my work. And then today I have a healing session with Kira. Kira runs the retreats with me, and I just felt like I needed to receive 8th of the 8th portal healing with her. My point with all of this, okay? I was feeling I had so much to do to smash out this course. My soul was telling me you need a rest. I'd been getting to bed early. I went to bed early last night, did some journaling for my intentions around this Lionsgate portal, lit some candles like I've got here, incense like I've got here, made my room beautiful, and just sat there and just journaled and poured my heart out into my intentions. I'd planned to work my ass off this week. I had so much I wanted to do. You know how much I achieved? 0. Like barely anything that I wanted to do. I started my landing page, so that's a good thing. But I'm not feeling guilty. I was at the beginning of the week. I thought, oh, I feel so tired and I just don't know. I don't have the energy to pour into my videos at the moment, and I can't record if I'm not feeling my absolute best, right? So the lesson out of all of this is I took some time to do what my body needed. It needed that cleanse. It needed to heal. And I know that I feel so much better already. I'm up to day 4. And I know that I couldn't record a video on listening to your body's intuition and intuitive eating because I wasn't doing it myself. So that was like a kick in the, like a kick up the butt from the universe to go, how can you teach that when you're not actually doing it? So I've taken these few days and I've nourished myself, because this week I'm recording is all around nourishment, right? I have nourished myself on so many levels, getting to bed earlier, having herbal teas. Like, I feel so good, gentle movement, yoga, getting out in the sun. I feel freaking amazing, right? I know now my energy is at its peak, that I can smash out what I wanted to do, because I was sitting on the computer trying to do things, trying to record, and I just wasn't getting it. I was feeling frustrated. Even frustration showed up in my kinesi balance. I was struggling to keep my eyes open. I'm like, what is going on? Taken a couple of days just to really reconnect with myself. I've still been working on that period. I've still been going to the studio and teaching. I've still had a lot on my plate, but I cut back a lot and I feel my energy, I'm probably speaking 100 miles an hour, I feel my energy is at its peak. Even one of my clients picked up on it last week and she messaged me. She goes, hey, hon, I hope you're taking some rest. I feel you need a little bit of rest at the moment. And I'm like, thank you for that bit of inspo, Deb. And thank you for looking out for me. And thank you for being that reminder of what I actually needed. So my point with all of that, I know now I've taken that little bit of time to replenish physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, that I am going to smash out the work that I need to do. I feel restored. I feel nourished. I feel so good in my energy levels. Even my eyes feel clearer. I woke up like early this morning at like 3 o'clock in the morning. So I had to get up anyway at 3:30 to go to the studio for my early morning bar class. But I felt energized and I feel excited by what's to come next. And so that's what can happen when you have a rest, or take time to just slow down, but more importantly, take time to listen to your intuition, take time to listen to your body's wisdom. Your body tells you what it needs. And I was ignoring it and I was kind of pushing through and things weren't working out for me, right? My phone was glitching, things were going wrong, that I kind of just surrendered and went, bugger it. I'm just going to do what I feel I need, which is just to take a bit of time out, okay? And I was talking to a beautiful client in the studio who has a young bub this week, and we were talking about napping, and she said, like, her husband said to her, just have a nap when bub naps, and she said, I can't do that. I can't do that. I said, why not? Like, when you rest, when you don't feel guilty about it, you will become more productive. You'll be a happier person to be around. You'll have so much more to give to your family. It is not guilty. It is not shameful. It is not like lazy to take a little rest. And I found that over the last couple of years. I would set my alarm if I felt I couldn't keep my eyes open in the middle of the day. Look, we all work different hours. I'm up early and work evenings, so sometimes during the middle of the day, I might set my alarm if I was struggling and just set it for 30 minutes or 1 hour, or just go and have a rest. And I would wake up feeling so refreshed. The old me thought that was lazy. And through so much spiritual development, reading books, getting more connected with myself, I learned it's not actually lazy. It's actually honoring. It's more spiritually mature to honor your body's needs and give it what you need moment to moment, because it gives you more in return. It gives you more abundance of wealth, of health, of happiness, of energy, of inspiration, of creativity, of joy, when you honor what your body needs and you listen to that. It is not lazy, my friend. So I want to help you shift that perspective and get you to a place where you're okay with taking a little bit of a break. I mean, there's countries like, I can't even remember, I think it's Mexico, like where they have their siestas, like they'll do things and they'll have that little bit of a break time. It's okay to do that. There are people that are more, I guess, nations, cultures that are more culturally in tune with the human and the spirit, that they know that it's important to honor their body and to take care of themselves, and they're more connected than what we are. We are conditioned to be busy. It's almost like this badge of honor saying, I'm busy. How are you going? Busy. What's going on? I'm just busy. I'm fucking over it. Like, I'm over the busy. I'm over saying, and I really try my hardest. If I catch myself, I will stop. I do not want to say to people, I'm busy, because what happens is it puts you in that state of like, that's how you say it, and you attract more things into your life that are going to make you more busier. So just think about the words that you use, because your words are powerful, my friends. So I want to take you back to how I guess I shifted my perspective. This one card out of my Earth Warrior deck really shifted everything for me. I pulled this card quite a few years ago, okay? And this card says, she rests to create. I'm going to read you a little bit out of this, okay? Your energy is a precious resource, and there are ways of being that can enhance it, amplifying it, and replenishing it. Give yourself sufficient rest, and you shall find the way forward more effortless. Explore the lifestyle that grows your inner resources rather than requiring constant exertion and exhaustion to accomplish an endless list of external pursuits. You need this shift in being now because you are ready to accomplish more. For this to take place, however, there needs to be less effort and more wisdom. Trust and value what can be accomplished through rest. So I'm going to break this down a bit, and I'm going to read you a couple of sections out of this card, okay? Number one, your energy is a precious resource, okay? That is the most powerful thing that you have, is your energy. Your energy is magnetic. Your energy helps you manifest things. Your energy helps you attract things. Your energy, you can deplete it. You can give too much of it away. You can do so much for so many other people and not yourself, that your energy feels like it lacks. Your energy feels drained. Your energy feels depleted. You feel like you have nothing left to give, not only for other people, but yourself. So your energy is a precious resource. You need to protect it. Take care of it. Set boundaries. Say no to things. Really protect yourself, because your energy is the number one thing that is going to get you through life, that is going to help you attract what you want, manifest what you want, have more joy, have more creativity. Your energy is a precious resource. So I want you to really remember that, okay? And it says, give yourself sufficient rest, and you shall find the way forward more effortless. Explore the lifestyle that grows your inner resources. Listen to this. Explore the lifestyle that grows your inner resources rather than requiring constant exertion and exhaustion to accomplish an endless list of external pursuits. We all have to-do lists. We all have things that we have to get through. We have work, we have family commitments, we have kids to run around. Like, we've constantly got a list of pursuits. It's like a to-do list. Your to-do list never seems to end. You just keep adding to it, right? And you are going to keep adding to it. You are never going to run out of things to do. So you want to adopt a lifestyle that can sustain you to get through your to-do list, that can sustain your external pursuits. So that means bringing things into your lifestyle. So that means it could be yoga. It could be walking. It could be some kind of gentle movement that allows you to connect back in, that allows you to restore. So if you like doing the gym and doing high intense stuff, that's amazing, right? But what can you do to bring rest into your movement, to bring those rest days in, that nice, slow, restorative yoga? What can you bring into your lifestyle? It could be grounding. It could be just taking a bit of time out in the sun. It could be breath. It could be going to bed and journaling. It could be doing some meditation just to connect you more with yourself. It could be a mindful cuppa in the morning. It could be putting the kids to bed and, having a shower and then doing something for you, whether it's sit in bed with a book or just slow down, get to bed early instead of staying up scrolling on your phone. You want to adopt a lifestyle where you incorporate these things right throughout your week, okay? You don't want to wait to burn out to go, I actually need to do something for myself now. You want to adopt a lifestyle that incorporates rest and nourishment. Okay, so like even with me doing this juice cleanse, it was a massive reminder for me to go, my digestive system, my body has been heavy and inflamed. By me doing this cleanse, it's given my digestive system and my body an opportunity to take a little break and to take a little rest. And what's the result? I feel incredible, okay? I feel so good. I'm not telling you need to do that. That's just what I like and what works for me. But I feel like restored and nourished on so many different levels. So bring nice, healthy foods into your lifestyle, because that's going to incorporate this beautiful resting for your digestive system, or gentling, more gentle on your digestive system, okay? Get to bed earlier, have breaks when you need to. You don't have to go out all the time, say no to things on weekends or after hours. Incorporate discipline, incorporate habits in your lifestyle that are going to grow your inner resources. Yoga gets you so connected to yourself and your inner resources, okay? Meditation. How can you get so connected to your inner resources? Especially like if you're in a high intense job. I've got clients who are nurses who are like, in such a high intense environment that there is stress all around them. They've said the best thing that I've done is step into Earthy Angels, because it's made me reevaluate my whole lifestyle and how I do things, and they can cope better with, instead of being in survival mode all the time, it helps you cope better with your work. It helps you cope better with your family. It helps you cope better with your to-do list, because we can't just sleep all the time and do nothing all the time. As lovely as that would be, we have to integrate this into our lifestyle so we have more to give to ourselves and more to give to others, okay? It says in here, you have more than enough energy to bring to life the sacred visions held within your heart. An increase of energy and peacefulness is indicated. Give generously of yourself and you will give generously to others, which I just mentioned. But work with what works best for you without trying to force yourself to conform. This brings wellness and creative success, okay? So you have to work within what feels best for you, what aligns for your lifestyle, what aligns with your family. Stop trying to force everything, forcing, controlling, having to have deadlines, having to do certain things on certain dates, being so intense with yourself, with certain goals, with how your house has to be perfect all the time. So just allow a bit more flow and softness into your life is going to give you a little bit more breathing space. It's going to help you soften and allow you to be, as opposed to constantly forcing and controlling and pushing all the time. It says in here, when you are boldly ambitious and creatively confident for the fulfillment of your life purpose and heart-inspired plans, it may seem that rest is the last thing you have time for because there is so much to be accomplished. Yet the conscious use of deep rest allows us to connect closely to the divine creative genius. Taking time for renewing stillness can allow us to work smarter rather than just always working harder. So when I read that and I really started to understand the power in she rests to create, okay? When you take time to nourish your body, when you take time to slow down, when you take time to rest, you become more creative, because what happens is you get more connected with yourself. You get, especially like the practices like meditation and yoga and journaling and connecting with nature, you get so much more connected with yourself that what happens is you open up this portal to allow more inspiration to flow through. Because when you're constantly running on empty, when you're constantly like racing here, there, and everywhere, what happens? It blocks your internal resources. It blocks you from receiving downloads, from receiving inspiration, from receiving intuition, from receiving ideas, because your mind is overloaded, right? So you want to switch out of, we need our mind, but we definitely need to be more in living with our heart space. So when you get more out of your mind and more into your heart space, you get more creativity. So what happens? It gives you ideas for your work. It gives you ideas and inspiration for what to do with yourself, with your family, for your home life, for trips you want to do, for anything, money-making ideas, like create your creative inspiration, the things that you love to do. It gives you more resourcefulness. It gives you more creative inspiration, more ideas, more motivation when you have time. It was 33 on the clock just then. When you take time for you to slow down and rest, because you are missing one of the biggest, most powerful pieces of the puzzle if you're constantly doing is connecting spiritually. When you connect spiritually, that will like connect so many dots for you, and that will help you get ideas, get inspiration. It will help you in your work. It will help you with every area of your life and just making decisions. When you get connected with your intuition, it helps you make more decisions and more aligned decisions, or what to avoid, what to steer clear from, because you learn to trust yourself. If you're not sure how to dive into learning to become more spiritual or how to get connected more spiritually, that's what my 6-week Angels Framework in my Return to Authenticity program is about. I'll teach you all that. Okay, last little bit in here. it says that the recognition of the divine is intimately involved and lovingly invested in every single aspect of your life is how you begin to generate restful consciousness. This type of consciousness is based on trust that the divine knows what you're here to do and wants to help you do it. Therefore, you don't have to orchestrate all the details of your life or figure everything out on your own. You do not have to prove something that you do not have to prove that something is happening every single day. What you need is faith in the fundamental goodwill that will be, and that the divine has towards you and your life purpose, the reason for which you chose this life in the first place. And from that place of restful consciousness, you can make profound progress. So what I interpret in that is trusting in divine timing, okay? I'll give you an example. So I had intended to get my course out in spring, September. By me missing a few, all this week actually, I thought, oh my God, I'm putting myself behind. I have so much more to do. It put this pressure on myself where I had to step back and go, no, trust in divine timing. Trust that things will unfold the way they're meant to be. Trust in energetically the time you get your course out might be better aligned for your community, for people, for the collective consciousness, for the energy of where people are at. If you just trust in the timing and the unfolding of how it's meant to play out, instead of trying to control every single piece of it. So I started thinking about that and I went, so what if maybe I need to take a little bit of time this week, but then what happens if I regenerate myself, refuel myself so much that I actually smash out double the capacity next week, okay? I could be more productive. I could be more inspired. It could be a better delivery because I'm in a better place. And what if I needed to wait till after this Lionsgate portal to be more activated, to have more ideas and inspiration come through and to learn a few lessons that then I can take and implement in my course, okay? So trusting in the unfolding of the timing, trusting that the universe, divine, grace, God, whatever you want to call it, has a better, bigger plan for you than what you can actually conceive. So maybe there is a little adjustment in the way I thought it was going to unfold and what I thought I was going to do with my plans this week, because it's going to be better, divinely timed, and it's going to hit the audience when it's meant to. So trust in the timing of things. Trust in that we don't have to have everything done just now, like there might be a bigger reason, a bigger divine plan for why things are delayed or for why you need to take a little bit of time for yourself, because there's so much that we don't know. There is so much that our higher self can see for us or has the vision for us that we need to let go of that control a little bit, let go of all of the restraint on time. If you get back to your soul doesn't have a timeline. Your soul doesn't work on a calendar. Your soul works with what's going on collectively. Your soul works with what you need in the moment, with what other people around you need in this bigger intertwining of this bigger divine plan. So if we need to get out of our heads sometimes and get into our heart and just go, I'm just going to allow myself to feel how I need to feel, okay? If I need to slow down a little bit, maybe the timing is going to be better. Maybe it's going to play out in a better way. Maybe people or opportunities are going to line up for me if I let go of control and trust in the divine timing. My body is telling me now I need more nourishment, or I need more rest, or I need to take it a little bit easier, or I need to slow down. I'm going to honor that. It does not mean we have to ring in to work sick all the time. There's things that have to be done. But what I'm saying is, in and around what has to be done, in and around your routine, how can you find some more time in your day, in your week, for that little bit of rest? How can you bring it in? And rest doesn't mean sleeping, girls. Rest doesn't mean having a sleep. Rest could be times to just be, time to just get out and connect with nature, time to just, like I did on Monday, go and spend time with the family, time to go and get a massage or do something nice for yourself, time to just sit in stillness and mindfully have your cuppa, journal, go to yoga. There are so many ways of rest. It does not just mean sleep. It just means resting your soul, resting your physical body, resting like your stress levels, resting your mind and that busyness of the mind, and just listening to the whispers of what your soul is telling you to do. And look for the signs, like those little signs that if things aren't going your way, like what was happening with me, that was like a sign. Just stop. It's not the right time. Just stop, give it up, replenish yourself, and then go again, because it's going to align so much better for you. Don't feel guilty for taking rest. If you need some support, reach out to people. If you need some support with kids, don't feel like you have to do everything on your own, like you have to be this martyr and that you have to constantly be seen as being, I've got my shit together, I'm in control of everything, I will do it all, I won't let anyone else in the house help me with the vacuuming because they won't do it good enough, or I won't let the kids help with this because they won't do it right. No, actively ask for support amongst your family, amongst your friends, and give that support to other people that need it as well. It's okay to ask for support. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to be raw. It's okay to say, how can I be at my best, by just getting that little bit of support and listening to that. Like your higher self needs support too, right? Like your soul needs support. So you have to listen to it. It's asking you, it's sending you signs, it's sending you intuition. Are you ignoring it by going, I don't have time for rest, I don't have time to slow down? Or are you actually listening to it? Because it's not lazy, it's not guilty. What's more empowering as the woman is to tap into that divine feminine energy of kindness towards yourself, listening to yourself, honoring your intuition, loving on yourself, caring for yourself, giving to yourself, nourishing yourself, being gentle with yourself. That is more spiritually mature, by honoring your divine feminine wisdom, your divine feminine energy, than constantly living in that masculine energy of pushing, of going hard all the time. It's not going to serve you for the long term. So you have to make a decision. Do I listen in those little moments along the way, or do I hit burnout, get sick, feel like, like my marriage is in mayhem, or I'm constantly yelling at my kids, or like things aren't going right at work, or I'm blocking this flow because I'm constantly like just trying to go and keep up and fit in, and then this survival stress. It is going to force you to break down. It is going to force you to listen if you don't listen in these little moments to moments, because you are going to get more done. You are going to be more productive from rest. You are going to be happier from rest or nourishment. You are going to be a better person to be around. You're going to be more happier to be around. But most importantly, you're going to be more connected and happier and fulfilled in yourself. And you radiate that energy out to the world. You teach that to your kids. You set the example to your partner or to your loved ones. So don't feel you have to be this martyr all the time that's constantly busy, constantly getting things done. Be okay with saying to people, what did you do today? Tell them the truth. Don't feel like you have to tick off everything you did, or you have to show how amazing you are. Just be okay to be your raw, authentic, vulnerable self. And if you needed to slow down or do nothing, I've said that to people in class. Like they said, oh, how was your day? What did you do? I go, I was actually buggered and I did this, I had an hour nap. Like that gives other women permission to do the same, my friends. So start to honor your needs, start to listen to your heart and soul and go, do I want to be constantly exhausted, depleted and running on empty all the time? Or do I want to make some changes? So you can listen to your heart and soul, but then what's the most important thing? Remember, aligned action. Actually taking action on that, okay? So as we go into this new week, maybe set some intentions around what you can do for yourself this week to honor your needs. And remember, bringing those little restful or nourishment rituals into your lifestyle. Not when you have time, you'll never have time. Not when you have more money, you'll always want more money. But now, how can I integrate rest and nourishment and divine feminine energy into my lifestyle, girls? Forever, not just for a period. It has to form part of you forever, and you will feel absolutely amazing. I promise you, and your loved ones will thank you for it. I hope that helps. Don't feel guilty. Take time for you, guilt-free, my friends. And I just can't wait to see you in the studio. I can't wait to hear how this podcast episode sat with you, because I know a lot of you need to hear it right now. Have a beautiful rest of your day, angels. Bye.